fuck around and see it, cause you know I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Web3 breakfast, serving size like Texas. I'm a beast, yeah, baby. You know I'm reckless. We stacking blue chips, my people by the dip. Matte Black Lambo coming soon. Don't forget, sign the check.
Web3 breakfast. Fuck a Lexus, push a Maserati, keep a diamond Jesus on my necklace. I'm living reckless. Fuck a job, cash the check, grab the bag, hit the fight, we on the next one. Wife changing money, just ask my honey. Got a diamond on my face, I can't help it, I'm new money.
Web3 breakfast, wake and bake, appreciate the checklist, moderate the stage, perplexing everything you say, and not to mention, I think I rug. Maybe I should shrug it off, go touch some grass, perhaps some plug.
Web3 breakfast,
Web3 breakfast.
Web3 breakfast. Boom. Yo, GM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you are feeling all right. Oh, who's that? Who's in the co-host seat today? It's 7. Guess who's not here? Turbo has been relieved of his duties. He's been officially fired this morning. You almost went down, brother.
Oh yeah, like I was trying not to step on my guitar. Like that would have not been good. Like right in the open of the stream. Like first time ever on the camera, just crushed the whole guitar. Yeah. Just
snap the neck. Terrible. That would be terrible. But the office is looking great.
What do we do?
I love this, man. You know, I figured we shoot the breeze. Talk about what's going on in the old markets. I know a lot of buzz this week about the spot Bitcoin ETF. Is it going to go? I hope it goes tomorrow. Turbo will owe me 2 AVAX if it goes tomorrow. If we get that approval tomorrow, which I hope. I mean, it's either so. I think at this point, everything is at a 25% odd, right? Like you've got a 25% chance that it happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is the date it's due, or delayed. So, you were a betting man. What are you picking? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or later?
Dude, I'm thinking like Wednesday. I don't know why, but I would wait like a little bit in the middle just to see.
That's the day that they have to have the decision by. Now, I did a little bit of a long ski last night on Bitcoin, kind of anticipating what would happen this morning, and it worked out pretty well. Ended up 17% up. It wasn't a big dollar amount, but I'll take the 17%. Add some fuel to the trading fire.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a good
week.
Dude,
I'm gonna have a technical difficulty because I've never done this before. So just bear with me, folks.
No. Here's the deal. Is that I mean, you know the rules. It's not like you're a stranger to the show, but
absolutely.
Everything's a Monday until it's Friday. And so
like we need that on a shirt like as soon as possible.
Yeah. I know. We keep talking about the merch thing.
But that's the thing. Like that should come like after like we have an event or so at an event so we can hand them out. It's like so we don't have to ship them very very much. Like so we can just hand them out, and then when people see them, then we ship them.
So here we go. This is the great idea. Is that once we get a little bit more into the bull run, maybe that's what we were waiting for. We wanted to do the Web3 breakfast games last year, but obviously the markets had a different strategy for us, and so that should definitely happen this year. And that's the thing. Maybe we'll have like a spring games. We'll have our merch. We can give away some shirts. I want to do shirts, hoodies, and jerseys. You guys, if you guys have been watching my career here as a creator, I am a jersey fan, and I don't have a lot of jerseys per se, like normal sport jerseys. But like every show that I do, like I want a basketball jersey, and that's what I want to wear. Like when I have it, I just want to have like some Web3 breakfast basketball jerseys. Now I know Corey would wear them because he did his polo. He did his polo.
I'm in the same boat. I had before I met my wife. I had so many jerseys that were bands jerseys. Like I had the the original Slipknot fucking band jersey that had their number on it, and I like had to have. I literally, it's crazy that I became 7-4K because Mick Thompson was my favorite dude in Slipknot because he was like the lead guitarist and he was number 7. And dude, I wore that thing all the time. I think Ansley actually saw me in it one time and was like, no.
No, that's not gonna work.
So yeah, I had to get rid of all of those. I had so many of them, like because I was just like, dude, they breathe. I love just I can just throw it on and it works with everything, but it didn't work with everything, Jay.
No. Listen, they do work with everything. Other people's opinions, other they don't work. That's their opinion, not ours. Listen, like what you said, they breathe. Not only that, dude, but the range of motion that you have with like nothing touching your arms and your shoulders.
Right.
That's what sells like tank tops and jerseys to me, is the free mobility of my arms. No armpit restriction. You know, because like, dude, even this hoodie that I'm wearing right now, it's big and comfortable, but yet it just like wedges up into your fits.
There's no way you can like throw a layup in that hoodie. There's no way.
No. Well, I mean, you could, but not like you could with a jersey.
Not accurately.
I mean, it's anyone's guess at that point what's going to happen.
That's
But
awesome.
but GM guys, thank you so much for joining us at Web3 Breakfast. You know, obviously we come at you every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Today is no exception. Obviously, a lot of cooking going on in the market. Let's see what happens here in a little bit. We'll chop it up here at the Chop Shop. But if you guys want to be a part of the conversation, that's one of the fascinating things of this show, is that's what it's for. It's for everybody to come up and chit chat with us. So raise your hand. Come on up. We got the one rule: don't be a douchebag. So no racist, sexist, homophobes. Other than that, you are more than welcome to come up and share the stage. We do multi-stream. So maybe you're watching this, or you're listening on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or X now, and you want to be a part of the conversation. This is also a space. So you can find yourself part of the conversation by doing so. And we welcome that. That's like, it's all part of the jam. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Zach, been a little bit since you've been up here. You were up here early this morning. GM fam, how are you?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Since you asked, now I do want to hear from you, but since you asked, and Seven had asked me as well, and I told him, today is definitely a Monday for me. Walking up into my office to start the show, I had a tumbler of ice water in one hand and a cup of hot coffee in the other hand, and my right leg said something not right to my brain, and I ended up falling, throwing the coffee all over myself, the walls, the carpet, everything.
It's not the coffee that's the best part of this story. It's the up the stairs fall. Like, that's my favorite thing, that you were just like, huh? And then...
Yeah, I didn't fall down the stairs. It's very clear. I did not fall down the stairs. I fell up the stairs, and I threw coffee everywhere. I still have it. My pant leg is still a little hot. It's like wet. My thigh is like soaking wet with coffee. So, didn't have time to do anything else. I had to get straight to the show.
I mean, you almost saw me go through the whole like acoustic guitar like right in the beginning. So it's just one of those days, Jay.
It's a Monday. It
Monday.
is a Monday,
and it's super strong when it's Monday. Like when we all have like the Mondays, like there's 4 Mondays, right? Like they're like, I want to say 4 because I don't want to count them weekends as Mondays, but there's those 4 Mondays, but that first one's always the strongest one.
It's like just like coffee. The first cup. If you pull it a little early, it's a little bit stronger than the rest, and they get easier and easier as the week goes. Zach, what's up, my guy?
So I was going to ask you, I mean, I'm having a Monday too. I was freaking up until like 2:00 last night watching freaking all sorts of stuff about that Bitcoin documentary and couldn't fall asleep. So that was like a couple hours ago.
Oh, Jesus.
But I was going to ask you guys, so the only thing I've heard about the Bitcoin ETF was based on stuff that Meet Kevin had said a few months back, and he said that the deadline was between the 5th and the 10th, which I thought was weird because, I mean, the 5th was a Friday, and then the 10th is a Monday, so it's like a super weird time frame. But I just haven't heard anything else about those, like the deadline or the window or whatever. He said it's like an approval window, and I was curious too because. So he actually has an ETF, and he said that the approval process usually takes about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was filed in the end of July, if I remember right. I think that's when BlackRock announced that they filed it. So 6 months from then is obviously now. So that's why I've been pushing for this January deadline the whole time, which it could get delayed. I mean, I don't know for sure. But I was curious if you guys had heard from anywhere else, because I've seen multiple people saying that they think that Wednesday is when it's going to get approved. So I've been curious.
So technically, they have until Wednesday. They have until the 10th. That's the deadline to approve this one. And Matthew, if you want to speak on this, just tell me to shut up and you can take it away. But new stuff this morning was a couple of the applicants refiled with lower fees. I know ARC was low. I don't see the graphic in here. I know that I'd seen it on Twitter this morning, but everybody was like rushing to change like their fees down to like, you know, 0.25% or whatever that was. I think it was like 0.25 and 0.28 or something like that. And then so that was this morning, like first thing this morning, I think is when I saw that headline. So listen, Wednesday is the deadline. I'm hoping for tomorrow. I'll win a couple AVACs off Turbo, even though he's fired, completely fired. For no call, no showing this morning. We're going to scoop up that AVAX from him when you do hear from him.
I really can't wait till he pops in the show just sporadically, and he's just like, "Oh my god, guys, I had the weirdest dream or some shit." Like, yeah, he's like, "Oh my, like I was dreaming of." Right, I dreamt that I missed the show, and Bitcoin ETF got approved. Yeah, because it's going to. I think that it might go. It might go both either way. They're gonna wait till the last minute and tell everybody, "Oh shit, we forgot something." But like looking at everybody like lining up the money, like Larry Fink got about 2 billion. There's a couple other people that got about $500 million to $1 billion here and there. And it looks like they're just fucking, they've got all the paperwork signed and ready to go. They just got to go through it and make sure everything's right so they can, you know, steal all the money from us again. That's all it is.
Just don't sell your stats. That's it. At this point, hang on to those.
Don't sell. Just keep it. Keep it till next year. Yeah, keep it till next year, and you'll see like the most profits you ever saw.
So let me ask
you. If the government's getting in now, you have to see. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. You know, like, because the whole goal is like, oh, we're gonna get all this crypto and then we're gonna sell it to become millionaires, right? But isn't that like the opposite point of what we should be doing? Like, we should be crypto millionaires and then hang on to it so that when it does become like currency or a bigger financial instrument, like you didn't sell out.
That is me.
Like, I got all this fiat, but I sold all my crypto. Now what do I do?
Yeah. That's me. I've got a whole wallet that I don't touch, that I just dump stuff in. And I'm just waiting for the biggest bull run so I can just chill.
Go ahead, Matthew. Can you wait, Seven? Can you hear Matthew or no?
I can hear him. I keep talking exactly the same time he does.
yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, he was, you know, it's his first time co-hosting with the camera, and so you know, we're working through.
There's a slight delay. There's like a slight delay.
Gotcha. Yes, there is. Yes, that delay will get you. Go ahead, Matthew.
I was just going to say that the goal is to accumulate and then borrow against, right? So you never actually sell it, but you get the liquidity from your assets by borrowing against them, which is what people do now, but that's probably the best way to hold on to it forever.
Right, because you just stake it in your wallet and never actually get rid of it. Or whatever you want to do to it. Just never transfer your coins out of your wallet and use them to your advantage as much as you possibly can.
Like Crypto Acre said, need to pay off your IRL bills first, though. Pay off the bills.
For sure.
Get rid of the debt ski, and then diamond hand those coins, baby. Don't sell your sats for cheap, and don't give them.
Yeah, I think so. That's how I guess the rich people do it or whatever. Which that's the end goal. Like, once you accumulate enough assets, then you can use those as collateral and take out loans or borrow against your assets, and then you never have to actually sell your assets. But yeah, I've got some IRL bills that I'm gonna have to pay off first, so I'm gonna have to cash out.
Don't we all, brother? We're all gonna have to cash out just to wipe the slate clean. But then we're home free. right? That's the whole goal is bull market. That's the literal goal. I don't know what everybody else's goals are. You might have already squashed that part, but that is my goal: is to be running in the green.
Look who it is.
Oh, morning, Cupcake.
Well.
Turbo made it.
Turbo did not make it. Turbo almost made it.
Yeah, barely made it.
Oh man,
Gonna have to change his name.
We'll bring him up as a speaker. Oh, good morning. We got a newcomer, newcomer to the show today. What's your name? Turbo made it. Web3 space leader, passionate about music, mental health, and exploring the possibilities of the universe. Hey, GM, sir, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, man. It was great, waking up this morning and thinking to myself, like, man, good thing I don't have anywhere to be this morning.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh man,
that was the worst feeling.
Not only did I trip up the stairs with coffee, but I just shot it out my nose. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, man. All last week, and this is my biggest fear all last week, that I was going to wake up late for a show. Like, all last week, I was so afraid. Now it's out. Now we did it. Let's go.
Were you at the casino last night?
No, not at all. No. Actually, I went to bed.
Did you go to bed when you said, I was about to say, did you go to bed when you said you went to bed?
Yeah, we went after I got the phone, whatever time that was.
I think it was like 1, like right at 1.
So the if you would like to, join us on camera, there is a link.
Yeah, you see what Jay did? Jay was like, just stay on camera. And I was like, what? And he was like, just stay here.
All right. I love this. Oh my God. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Turbo, thank you for making it. We were wondering how this was going to go, but we hope you feel better. You got some rest. It is a new week. We got a lot to do. That goes for all of us, guys. Today, I want to talk about what's going on in the markets. What are we thinking about this spot ETF? Bitcoin was at 45. I did I got about 18%. I think it was like 17.96, 18% on a Bitcoin long overnight. And things have kind of like relaxed for the moment. So what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen?
It's sideways. That's my 2 cents. Sideways.
I think it'll be kind of up and down until. So if it does get approved on Wednesday, I do think it's going to run.
Oh yeah.
I have a trailing stop set on my Femex long, so I'm hoping it'll kick up above, and then my trailing stop will just kick in and run along with it. But yeah, I think it'll run for a bit.
That is something I need. That would be something way better than just having a stop loss in. I've never actually.
Yeah, trailing stops are awesome. Yeah. It's just you have to figure out. So I have mine set to trail $1,000 under the price of Bitcoin, which is still kind of a narrow window, but it's decent because Bitcoin, the volatility of Bitcoin will shoot up and shoot down so far that $1,000 is still kind of a close range. But if I set it lower, then if it runs up a lot and then it falls, then my trailing stop's going to be a bit lower than I want it to. So it's kind of risky because it's kind of a tight, narrow range, but it's big enough that it can handle some of the little bumps up and down.
Oh, I love that. Matthew, did you have your hand up a second ago?
Yeah, I was just going to say on Friday, I had this awesome experiment where I went out to 25 different wealth managers in the Raleigh area to ask them about investment in my own fund and if the Bitcoin ETF actually legitimizes the crypto ecosystem. And the vast majority of people said that they would, at least at this point, never put Bitcoin into somebody's portfolio, especially because these people are typically retirement age or they're planning for longer term, capital preservation. And so I don't think it's going to be a huge disappointment, but I think that the knowledge that just because this ETF is available means that everybody is going to flock to it. There is a shit ton of people who do not believe in this ecosystem, and only 1 in 5 Americans owns crypto right now. So we need a more robust education platform. We need more people actually using the cryptocurrencies to really get this into other people's portfolios. So I think it's going to be a great tool and a great window, but I don't think it's going to happen all at once. This is not a floodgate situation. They have the spot ETF in London and in England right now, and nobody really cares.
Isn't that by design though? Isn't that by design though? Isn't it they want to get in like fucking 5 to 10 years prior to masses even wanting to get around to having anything like this? Like I think that they have to be so early in order to just set up the foundation where they just have so much pull in the market that they can sway it however they want to.
Yeah, totally. But they're the few billions of dollars that BlackRock and some of these other people have, like these are drops in the bucket compared to what crypto bros think is going to happen once the ETF is launched.
Right. It's just like when everybody was freaking out about Amazon having a marketplace.
Yeah, this is BlackRock being early. That's what this is. We're way early. BlackRock is now early.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So this is like when everybody was freaking out that Amazon was going to come out with an NFT marketplace, and they were only putting $20 million into it, and everybody that's been in the space is like $20 million isn't going to change the space too much, but all the new people that were just getting in the space was like, oh god, Amazon, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I agree completely with what Matthew was saying, and I saw that that post he made on Friday. And I was like, man, this is good because, I know a lot of people are talking about a Bitcoin super cycle and all this stuff and how this is going to be the end of the 4-year cycles and the end of the volatility. And I don't think so. I don't think TradFi is going to come in that fast. At $2 billion compared to $9 trillion under management or whatever is nothing. That's like me saying, guys, I'm going to put a quarter into Bitcoin. I'm going to go throw this 25 cents in here and make a bunch of money. Like, no, $2 billion is nothing, and compared to the market cap of Bitcoin, it's still nothing. So I think it's going to take a long time before even the 4-year cycles are done, because it's going to take a while for BlackRock to get all their money in. And I think them wanting to use Ethereum too, like, have you seen all the videos of Larry Fink talking about the tokenization of stocks and everything? Like, I think it's going to take such a long time for them to convert their modern or their TradFi system and use the Ethereum blockchain to get everything switched over to tokenized securities. And I feel like a lot of the crypto guys think it's going to happen so fast, but traditional finance doesn't move that fast. Like, it's going to take years. So I think we probably have two full 4-year cycles left before volatility starts to decrease.
Oh yeah,
but
you just need a little bit more of a mature market, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think? Do you guys hear the rumor about the XRP ETF? What do you think about that?
I saw that the other day. Ben made a video. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, that's crazy, because I had just bought some more XRP right before I saw that video.
That's awesome.
No way.
Same. Like, I loaded. Like, I got out of a huge position and I took a huge spot position in an XRP. And for not only, I mean, it was well before all this, but like, it was during the conversation of, listen, like, look at everything around you. Everything is ripping. Everything is pumping except for XRP. Why? Why is XRP
except for XRP?
So, I mean, it's obviously manipulation and suppression to the highest form, but for a reason, right? And I'll tell you what, ain't no way I'm missing out on that thing when it goes. And I would suggest that everybody does the same thing. Because I was
thinking the same thing about Ethereum too, because Ethereum has barely moved, and so
I mean, so you gotta look at this. Like, Ethereum, Ethereum is not going to be. Obviously, it's it's massive for like a lot of the NFTs, and it is a big ecosystem for development and everything, and one of the big layer ones. But I think that with the retail, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and mute you.
Yeah.
Yo, I thought that was your house, Jay. I was like, damn.
We were literally in a warehouse for 5 seconds, and I was like, what the heck's going on?
I don't even know why it puts me automatically my mic on when I become a speaker. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Don't you worry. GM, by the way. We got
GM
Also,
is pulling the car out right now. Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good. We got just a few minutes until we get to the workout, y'all. So make sure that you're ready for that. I do actually forgot. I need to get a song. Unless Seven,
Jay,
you
a
got
quick
one.
note.
Well, I was gonna ask you. I just sent you. Nessie has a song with music right now. It's number 9 on the viral charts on Sound. I just sent it to our DM chat. I don't know if how you run music, but if I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna have to join the space with my alt account.
Let me hear. Can you guys? Let's see.
I don't know if it will work, but
There. Do I have this muted? What were you going to say? Was it Matthew that was about to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think that one of the crucial decisions for the Ripple lawsuit is on the 10th this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see from a price perspective. But can we please not get over ourselves about this like ETF everything? Because it would be great if we could get some like clarity on whether some of this shit is securities or not before we start thinking just like everything's going to
Matt,
be
you know damn well they're not going to tell us any of that
Matthew,
at all.
Matthew,
And they're going to let
don't
everybody
you?
invest in all this shit, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well this is a security, and then these 3, these are safe because these are the ones." Right. These are the ones that you guys didn't invest. Like they're gonna take the bottom 3 and be like, "Oh, these aren't securities, guys. You fucked up." Like, oh no.
Oh no.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Did we just get scolded by Matthew? Did
No.
you just scold our asses?
You know what, Kerry? We are not going to let him rain on our parade. Not today. We are just about ready to work out. So we're going to take that negativity because here's the deal. We're all going to get Lambos. We're all going to get ETFs. We're all going to be moon boys. Y'all are getting girlfriends. I'm married, so I don't need one. But all you nerds are getting girlfriends. Even Turbo's getting a girlfriend.
Finally.
I'll get a freaking girlfriend.
Yes, Turbo.
I need more workout.
All right. I think I might have.
I'm gonna get my wife a girlfriend.
Can you guys hear
I
this?
am crying.
Okay. All right, cool. So we are good to go for what appears to be a brand new Nessie track. I love this. Okay, so this is Nessie the Rilla 1000 Words remix featuring music. Guys, okay, so this is part of the workout. Now we're talking about building our healthy portfolios, but if we're unhealthy people, we'll never get to enjoy these bountiful gains, right? So we got to have the healthy minds. So we take care of our mentals. We got to have a healthy body. We're going to do a workout right now, and then you guys take care of your portfolios. So with that being said, it's time to get up, get your heart rate pumping, get your blood going. This is my guy, our guy. He's all of our guys. It's not just my guy, but our guy, Nessie the Rilla. Here we go. Where's the volume? Here it is. Let's go. Oh. All right, well, that stinks. They cannot hear it on the sound on YouTube. Let's see. Let me just
No.
Let's just see if I flip this really quick. Let's do input on chat, output on main stereo. Damn. YouTubers, can you guys hear that?
We have to figure that out.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. That's no good. I think I'm at
That track is dope as fuck, though.
All right. Well, we'll get that figured out. Plus, got a massive update. Guys, Rode responded to me yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Rode responded to that video that I posted the other day.
Whoa.
Yep. They said, get at him. Hit him in the DMs. Let's go. We got some work to do. Hopefully we'll get a new Rodecaster. That's just all I want.
Yo, let them know I got one too.
Evan, is yours a lemon?
Yeah, I have one that needs replacing also.
Here's the
If
deal.
you could send one up to Canada.
You know what? Listen, I'm going to tell them, like, listen, you could go back and you can listen to my show for the last year. I've had a panic attack Monday through Friday, starting my show every single day. Is this thing going to work or not? Is this going to connect?
Can I represent you as like a lawyer?
Too bad.
And that could be like, like the extreme distress that their company has put you in. We could probably do a class action lawsuit, I'm thinking.
Too bad we don't have like the worst one, like the worst one where you both were having trouble, like where it was like your road took a shit and then Turbo's took a shit all in the same show, and then we could just send them that show and be like, this is what we deal with every single day.
This is what we deal with. But we'll see what happens. So I got to get back to them. I'm really excited about that though. So that happened yesterday. They responded on that. I think it was yesterday or Saturday over the weekend. So we'll see what Rode says. But what else we got? Is anybody looking at anything specific besides? I mean, I tried to look up the news, and literally all you can find is ETF. That's it. That's all that like anyone cares about right now. Anything else going on that anybody knows about in the markets? We can look at some other coins. It's sad to see like Illuvium. I just bought a whole bunch of them. Now it's down to $82. Maybe it's time to buy more. Buy the dip, right? DCA. Immutable.
Christ.
$1.88.
I think that the Ethereum trust is going to rock the worlds of many people as well.
What is?
Whenever that gets approved. The Ethereum trusts that are getting rolled into Delaware right now, there's like 5 of them. So I think it's going to be pretty much the Bitcoin ETF, but Ethereum's version of it. But I think that they're gonna do something really crazy, like to where the banks get fucked as soon as they enter the space.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think that the Ethereum side is working on something so nuts that like I'm seeing like layer 3 getting added to where it's going to be gasless across the board. So I can't wait to see like what they're going to do with all that. I was in a space with the Takeo crew, and they are the ones building layer 3 on Ethereum, and it's just like it literally is like 1 cent for any transaction.
I would go short on Beam right now, unfortunately. There's not a time frame that I'm looking at.
That's why I was trying to tell you don't buy it yet, because I think it's gonna pop down pretty hard.
Yeah. There's like I just looked at the 48-minute, the 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the daily. Everything looks bearish. I wouldn't get into Beam right now, but that's obviously, you guys know that is one that is on my watch list that I feel like I let everybody down because I completely forgot about it when we did our big buy last week. But that's what Wednesdays are for. Wednesdays we'll make some buys. Hopefully that thing takes a nice little dipski between now and I think that's, to me, honestly, like if the Bitcoin spot ETF does not get approved, we're going to see some really good sales happening. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe everybody gets your one last chance. You're like, oh, damn. Like, if I could have gotten it here, I would have. Like, maybe you get one last chance. What you got for us, Mike?
GM store for that hot mic earlier.
No, you're good.
So, speaking of the ETFs and the trusts, for Ethereum, I have totally stopped spending my Ethereum. I am not paying fees. I'm just going to buy it, hold it, invest it. I started using the Solana network for making purchases on Bitcoin and stuff like that, and moving things back and forth. That's what I'm using from now on. And when it comes to Bitcoin, you're talking about the Fourier cycles disappearing, volatility going down. I do think volatility will go down as the market cap goes up, but we still will have Fourier cycles because it's programmed in. there's nothing in the traditional sense of investing that has a 4-year supply shock every 4 years.
Right.
So I still think we're going to have, maybe the effect is lessened, but it's still going to have a 4-year cycle. We're still
Well,
gonna have,
I think, I mean, there's no reason that Bitcoin like can decouple from the rest of the market and be its own thing and run its 4-year cycle, and the rest of the market just does its thing, right? There's no reason like Bitcoin doesn't have to control the rest of the ecosystem anymore. The ecosystem is larger than what Bitcoin will ever be, right? Like Bitcoin is great, and if you're, you know, fully invested in it, fantastic. If you made a ton of money on it, congratulations. If you think you're going to get wealthy on it, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. So like things are changing, right? And so I would say like I don't even know where it's going.
I don't think you should expect yourself to become a millionaire or a billionaire with Bitcoin, but I think for wealth preservation, it's still the best horse in the race. And you're still going to make more money than anything traditionally, at least for a very, very long time. You're going to, the average investment makes 5 to 8%. Actually, average stock is 5 to 8%. Where, you know, annualized Bitcoin is at 230% over the last decade, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, like for me, like as far as like investing goes, like that, and I know that, you know, you're supposed to diversify and all that stuff, but I think like if I were to choose like an investment category to like put money in, like at this point, like would I want to start getting into the house game? Like I got a buddy he's got the 10 rental houses, you know, he makes a shitload of money every month doing his rental houses, but he's got a lot of fucking ass ache, right? You got to always make sure that the tenants are in the house. You got to make sure that they're not destroying your shit. You got to do the appliances, all that stuff, all the upkeep, all the maintenance, be a landlord. Like, no, like you could just hang on a Bitcoin and you don't have the additional ass ache other than maybe you got stressed out a little bit here and there when you're looking at prices when they go down, but it's not constant.
I think my personal thesis on like housing has changed. When you make a bunch of capital, then you diversify into real estate. Therefore, you're spreading out your risk upon different industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where you go. A lot of people will just make a bunch of money, buy real estate, and rent the property, but now their risk is all 100% the housing market. So whatever happens in the housing market, they're totally affected by it.
Yep.
I have a friend, an old friend from actually my first ever roommate hit me up like right at the first of the year and was like, "Hey man, what are you up to?" He was like, "You still working at Kroger?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I quit that shit 2 years ago." He was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm stay at home full-time producer, stay at home dad." And he was like, "We need to talk so we can make money together." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm in the real estate." I was like, "Good for you. I don't want none of that." I was like, the first question I asked is, "Do you have a property manager?" And when he said no, I said, "No, no, I don't want to handle any of that stuff," because I almost did it one time. This lady had 2 houses. She lived in California and I rented one of her houses. And when I went to move, she was like, "Oh man, I really need a property manager." And I was like, "Hell no. I don't want to be the guy that doesn't own the houses that has to deal with the tenants. You couldn't pay me enough money. I don't care if you pay me $1,000 a month, man. There ain't no way I'm walking into a mustard filled fucking house," because that's what happened. Her other house, they completely rummaged through the place, just destroyed everything, got all the condiments out of the fridge and just went ham. I was like, "No." They made a whole ham sandwich out of that apartment. I was like, that sounds terrible.
I think
that's not me.
You definitely gave Turbo PTSD when you said the mustard apartment. I was wondering where this was
going.
going.
One mustard, man. Why are you ripping on mustard so hard?
I know that's the condiment of like the lowest condiment on the totem pole in this group. So
no way. I'm a mustard.
Oh no!
For you, I mean,
talk about ranch.
Thank God Sanders not in this room, man.
What's your least favorite sauce
right now?
Ranch is trash. Ranch is the worst condiment
ranch is trash
ever created on this planet.
I want to see.
Ranch is not a condiment; it's a dressing.
But with turbo strategy, whatever Terry cooks.
Ranch is not a condiment; it's a dressing.
Okay,
sure. I'm going to die.
It's both. It is a dressing.
Okay, Mr. Rules.
Same thing with
a condiment. A condiment by definition is like a single ingredient, and ranch is like a bunch of stuff.
What's mayonnaise? Is that a salad dressing or is that a condiment?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a damn good one.
I think it's just pure evil.
Sure, that's a concoction of ingredients to form.
It's eggs and oil, man.
I believe it even says, if I'm not mistaken,
this is some philosophical shit we're getting into right here. It
might say salad dressing on a mayonnaise container. And wait, let me ask you guys a question. When you say that word, do you say man-aze or mayonnaise? Do you say it correctly or incorrectly?
Mayonnaise.
Give me
What?
some of that mayonnaise.
Yeah, see, I say mayo just so I don't have to say the whole word, or man-aze. Like that just sounds like you're eating something totally different.
Yeah, it's like
is that that's
I need some
pastry, corner
mayonnaise.
pastry. That's
yeah,
corner
well,
pastry.
that's one of that's also didn't Corey or Carrie, you ate like cream of man or something in like Cuba, didn't you?
Cream of man? What?
What did
No, oh no, that was the fish. That was the fish in his sauce.
Yeah, the fish in his
That's what
sauce.
it was.
That's what it was.
In his sauce, and I ate his sauce, whatever the fuck that was, and that puked something fierce, man. Oh my god! I never trust anything that's baked in his own sauce.
That's a life lesson right there.
Well, that's the highest level alpha that I can drop on you guys.
Yo, if somebody says mayo though, I'm like instantly like, is that Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? Because I will not eat Miracle Whip.
What?
If you say mayo,
What?
I think you're
How
trying
the
to
fuck
because
do you even get to
sweet
Miracle
stuff.
Whip when somebody says mayo?
Bro.
That's disgusting.
For sandwiches in the sandwich world, the tangy taste of Miracle Whip.
Oh, I'm starting to tear up from laughing, guys.
Seriously, cream of man is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So
Yeah, I never eat no cream of man. That's not mixed words.
This is so funny, Carrie. It's so funny that Jay was like, Carrie, what was it? Like you ate cream of man or something? And you're just like, no, absolutely not.
yeah, no, my bad. I redact it all. I believe that this is called a condiment for salads. What is that?
I need the cream of man Campbell's soup can.
That would be a good t-shirt. Let's make that a baseball. You know what? I'm going to set up. That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a printful store until we get this thing off the like for real. And this way, because back in like the Beards and Bitcoins days, that I know that I set that thing up, that thing works. Plus, you can get baseball shirts. So not only I'm like a fucking weirdo. Not only do I told you guys I love tank tops and jerseys, basketball jerseys for like my shows, but baseball shirts, 3/4 sleeve Wrangling tees, baby, with the different color sleeves than the body. If there ain't nothing better than a baseball shirt, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, white shirt, black arms. I love that shit. That's like one of my favorite shirts ever. Like ever. I don't know why either. Like it's not like I fucking have 5 or 10 of them. I only have one. And I'm just like, dude, this is the coolest shirt I got. Like this is the coolest shirt.
At one point in my life, I did have a collection of baseball tees. I'd have one for every day of the week. They're great. It's great. I mean, it's like, dude, you kind of have a long sleeve, but you kind of can roll it up really easily. So it's a short sleeve if you needed it. Yes, Carrie.
I was just wondering if anyone wanted to talk about the Bitcoin ETF. Hey, look, it's Corey. It's Coach Corey. No, okay. So Matthew, Matthew's got to be with me here. All I can do is stare at the fucking gold ETF all day, goddamn long. That's all I do is stare at the gold ETF because it's like I have a feeling that this is going to emulate that action, right? And it did take like a year or so for that gold ETF to pick up because not everybody was sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for the gold ETF to come out.
Is there
like we are, right?
Is there a ticker for it?
Right? Gold, GOLD, I think.
I think it's GLD.
GLD? Okay, yeah. But either way,
yeah, I don't think it has the
2002. 2002 is when they dropped the Bitcoin or the gold ETF, right? And you can see in all the way up from like for years and years until 2002, it was sitting like hard at $2 or $200 an ounce. And then the gold ETF, this is so hard to keep straight. The gold ETF come out in 2002, and then suddenly you start to see this incline. And then suddenly it goes fucking parabolic up to like $2,000 an ounce or whatever it is, whatever it was, right? Now it's settled back around like 18. These are Canadian prices too, mind you. Sorry for fucking everybody.
You're confusing us.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was basically 10x on gold.
Numbers.
You know what I'm saying though? You can see the action. You can see the chart, right? And that's what I think the kind of action that Bitcoin and ETF may follow.
If you guys were watching on the stream, are you? This is the chart you're talking about, right? The gold shares ETF. This is the daily.
Oh no! I'm talking about actual gold. Like
Oh, they're
gold
talking
on
about
the on the
ETF.
on the fucking on the. There's not an ETF. Look at the price of gold, and then you have to look for in the year 2002 when the gold ETF dropped. Like you're just looking at the price of gold per ounce, not not an ETF.
I want to look at gold's India
See?
reserves really quick.
There, yeah.
And Carrie, to your point, like it didn't happen immediately. It was about 4 to 6 months afterwards where you saw this parabolic run. I think one of the big challenges though is that people commonly and internally have understood that gold is a quote unquote store of value. So the retail and investment and institutional marketplaces had an easier time wrapping their head around why this asset would be good in an ETF form. And that, of course, there's like a limited supply, so it causes price to go up. The question is, as I found out last week, that just because it's there doesn't mean that people are going to flock to it. These institutions still have to convince their own investors and their own customers that this, that they should go to something like Bitcoin. And the vast majority of them are super conservative and they control really large portfolios. So it becomes wealth preservation and it's seen as too risky, not a store of value. Like all these things, I don't believe these things, but like that's all the information I got firsthand from people who actually manage like hundreds of millions of dollars of money for people. And so I think it's a really interesting dynamic to see. Of course, the long term, this is going to be really good. But I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in the next 6 months, coupled with the halving for sure. And it's just going to be a wild ride to see. So trade accordingly and trade cautiously, but don't let a single event when the futures thing happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Dude, everybody thought that was going to be a big deal in 2017, 2018 happened. Nobody gave a shit. So let's just keep cautiously optimistic about the inflow of money as soon as it's going to happen. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but you're exactly right, Carrie. The gold ETF is a fantastic way to look at it. And then not looking at the ETF price, but looking at the price of actual gold, which is what we're thinking of from a Bitcoin ownership perspective.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to look at the price of an ounce of gold over the years. And when that ETF hit, it took like a while, and then eventually, like it drove in like once the bankers, last I checked, bankers were not too fucking excited about getting people even 1%. Like my mother went down and I was like, just ask them what they say if you about putting like 1% into actual Bitcoin, not crypto Bitcoin. And he was like, absolutely not. This was at like Scotiabank, I believe. And he was like, if your son's made any money on crypto at all, he should sell it all immediately and like call it a day and like call himself very lucky. And I was like, oh, thanks for the advice, money guy, but that's why I don't pay to go to you.
And this one guy, like, who called it a scam, I walked into the office completely unannounced and said, hey, I want to talk about your digital asset strategy. And he looked at me and he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, do you talk or sell any Bitcoin to your clients? And he's like, oh, that's a total scam. And then I kind of went back and forth with them. I love asking these questions, right? It's hilarious to get this kind of feedback from folks because it's not like the typical echo chamber that we sit in. And we got back and forth and he says, well, tell me what the return is on gold. And I was like, well, that adding 1% Bitcoin to a 60-40 portfolio outperforms anything from a 60-40 perspective. And he's like, oh, you're one of those people. And I was like, you mean data-driven investors? Yeah, I'm one of those people. Bye.
No, you're one of those guys that just poops in a bucket anywhere he goes.
Oh
poop
my.
anywhere.
Nope.
Oh my. So Matthew,
Sorry, I just broke the rule. You're gonna have to take me up
Matt,
stage.
Nope.
Take me down.
I commend you
All
for
right, I got
knocking
it.
on doors, dude. Like that's so cool that you're going and knocking on doors and figuring and giving people some perspective.
Dude, it was so crazy. And a lot of the people I met with were receptionists. Of course, you got to make friends with the receptionist. And even then I had one woman ask, what is a blockchain? She was older demographic, so totally understood. I asked one woman about crypto and she recoiled as if I had told her that her cat had been run over. And then some were like, oh yeah, okay, you should talk to this person. It was hilarious. I had a fantastic day. It was a grind,
seriously. I almost want to get a GoFundMe for Matt so he can get a pair of these fucking Ray-Bans so we can get like the full interview with these people just for them like to have like the shock of like, could you imagine getting that on a TikTok where Matt just walks up and be like, hey, do you want to talk about blockchain technology? And this fucking lady's just like, like Scarlett O'Hara kind of thing. That would be so funny to watch.
I like that.
I was just thinking we could like strap a GoPro to his forehead, but like those Ray-Bans would be like a way classier way to go.
My God, Carrie, we don't want him to look like he's trying to do construction while he's asking about cryptocurrency.
Just get a hard hat and some steel toe boots and you're ready to go.
That would be hilarious.
What you got, Mike?
So with this whole Bitcoin ETF, like this is probably just my anxiety talking. But everybody believes it's going to go a certain way, and crypto does. So usually does the opposite. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
I think that there's just, I mean, I understand the cautious optimism, right? Especially knowing that literally crypto and Bitcoin does exactly the opposite of what everybody expects it to do. That's just one of its character flaws or character traits, depending on how you want to look at it. But I think that we're just too far in. I do. I think that it would be, man, I'll tell you what, it would be.
Do we call crypto inverse Kramer? Like, is that what we do? Just crypto Kramer? Is that what it is? Like,
probably.
We just expect it to do completely opposite, like when he's on the, barking like a parrot, and it's just like, no, man, it's not going to do this. So no. I'm just going to wait for him to say something about it. Like,
I'm not saying ETF's not going to bring the price up. I just think we're going to probably, it's going to be like a sell the news kind of idea. And then like Matt was saying, like 4 to 6 months after the halving, maybe we start to climb up and money starts trickling in as it was approved.
Yeah. I mean, and that could be Bitcoin. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's going to be different this time. It's not you, it's me. The altcoin market can say that to Bitcoin, and they can just do their own thing, and they don't have to wait. Alts don't have to wait for Bitcoin to go first. Like historically, that's how it runs. We talk about our 4 years that the king runs, and then the alts run, and then it goes from the top 50 to the 100 to the 200, and it's the trickle down effect. Well, maybe at some point that can stop, and Bitcoin can just go off and do its own thing and be that digital gold, and altcoins can go off. And I mean, we are kind of seeing though that, right, with some of these ecosystems, like this. I mean, the different ecosystems and communities are building and doing their own thing, and even on Bitcoin too, with like the ordinals and the coins and all that stuff. Like, but people are taking a situation, and we've talked about this before, much akin to like NFTs, right? It's like that ethos of the movement is back, where people are taking, like, all right, so we've got this finite supply of this coin, but let's make coins out of it and start a whole nother revolution.
You talking about ordinals?
I mean, no.
Oh God. No.
I'm not talking about ordinals.
Not ordinals again.
No.
Check.
Nope.
Well, I mean, we could. Typically we want to say those. If we do talk about ordinals, that's gonna be like a Thursday conversation.
Okay, let's do that Thursday. Because I heard something. I heard something weird that it's just an alternative take that I never heard before.
Are we gonna?
Why you might want to keep your Satoshis free of them being inscribed, because they may be worth more later when somebody wishes to inscribe them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a weird way to think about it,
it's like there's a lot of things. It's like, if you were to get yourself a Michael Jordan rookie card. No, that's not the right way to think about it. Anyway.
No, because he can die. But yeah.
What I was gonna say is that here's what it is. You got your little Star Wars collector guys in the packages. If you open the package, it's not worth as much as if you don't open the package. And so with the Bitcoin, don't open the package. Don't inscribe them. Don't ruin the Satoshis. Let someone else do it. Green Cup, what you got for us?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me up. Just one thing, and because I'm still kind of new to this whole thing and looking at charts and stuff, but we're not really talking about the halvening here either, and what kind of impact that might have on this ETF. Everybody's kind of just been focusing on the ETF, but we got the halvening happening in 3 months now, 4 months, 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look at statistical data on the halvening prior, we look at the last 2 halvenings, we dumped a couple days after. So I don't know, if history repeats itself there or not, right? But if people are going to take profit or not. But I mean, I think it's something to consider here still, but the outlier here is we have a combination of two, is that we have the ETF coming out with, maybe it's in the month, maybe it's this week, who really knows, but we do know the dates for the halvening, right? So I just I don't know, kind of wanted to see what y'all's feedback was on that. Well, like, you think there's going to be some kind of correlation? Are we going to dump and then we're going to rally after, or are we just going to fly through the roof? I really don't think so. I think a lot of this still the market itself, right? Watching, not just crypto, but the actual stock market is going to have a little play in this as well to see how much money actually gets moved into the crypto sphere. Just some opinions.
I love it, man. It's a great line of like questioning and thought process and all that. And no, I agree with you. I think in a lot of us kind of feel the same way that we're going to see some volatility, some sharp volatility, and then probably and when I say that, there's going to be a dump at some point, and then we'll go sideways, and then at some point, maybe in the halfway through the year, is when things will start moving up. Like a couple months after the halving is probably what we'll see. Now, who actually knows, right? Like, there's a lot of, and why I say who actually knows is what we've got to think now is that, say the ETF does pass, or they go back to the drawing board and it happens in a few months, few weeks, whatever. Is you have to understand that this bull run is going to be fueled by institutional money, not retail, and institutional has more money than you would ever even think to have, right? So things are going to the volatility into the upside will be immense when the time comes. But I think it's just a matter of getting there.
I think that what's going to happen is that like, think about it. Institutional money has been watching Bitcoin for two cycles, right? They know what's going to happen. They have timed it just right to go, oh, what we're going to do? We're going to introduce this ETF that's going to have an effect on it, and we'll have control of what the halvening does in 3 to 4 months. I do believe that they're going to have every bit of their ducks in a row before the halvening happens, because they have literally watched it happen, know exactly how it works, and what they're going to do to ride that wave when it goes up, see the dump when people take profits, and then buy low as fuck and tell everybody that didn't jump in right now or whenever it was low enough to do that institutionalized. So they're going to get all of their buddies in April to jump in, and we'll see our space, like we'll see the Web3 spin crypto space explode during summertime, and that's when the actual bull run will happen. In my opinion.
Love it. Here we go. So I did find it on CoinMarketCap. I knew it was there. I had to search for it. You got 106 days, 15 hours, and 25 minutes until the scheduled happening. Now that could change, obviously, especially with ordinals. That has changed because of the activity on the network. That has moved it up, because originally, if I'm not mistaken, it was going to be in like June or July. But now, because of all the activity on the network, the blockchain, with ordinals, that timeline has moved up. So if something happens, maybe it will be sped up again. I don't know. But right now we're tracking for 106 days. Jay Tripp, what is up, my fam? How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great.
You are good, man. Not bad for a Monday, considering all the things that have happened to us all individually. We're doing all right, man. How about you?
That's all we can ask for. I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to piggyback really quick on what Green Cup says. I feel kind of the same way, but he actually got into the specifics of why he feels that way. I'm kind of coming at it from more of a general angle. I'm always the contrarian in waiting for the break in the patterns. So just a generality, like on the fact that this asset class, Bitcoin itself, is only roughly 16 years old. I think a lot of things are primed to be broken, including what happens during the results of what happens after the halvening. Now, Green Cup actually got into specifics of why, but I think some things are primed to be broken, and I'm actually, of course, I'm preparing for the scenario of everything happens as if, what happens the last couple, 2 or 3 times, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also prepared and actually ready to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to see what happens this time, with different factors. And, this is just a new go round. So I want to see what happens during this happening and see if any patterns break. I'm really excited to see what goes on.
Heck yeah, man. I'm listen, we are all just chomping at the bit for this thing to just get cooking. And I know that it has, right? Like, if you are to zoom out, and I think a lot of the coins and projects that I'm sure a lot of us have in our project in our wallet, we have seen some pretty good returns as far as bouncing back. No one is, if you've been in this game for a while, you're still way down, and at least from the peak of last. So I think we're all just really just chomping at the bit, waiting for this thing to kick off, into high gear and really get cooking, get the steam engine rolling, get those profits going. Now remember, we got to remember to keep some in crypto. We don't want to we want to wipe our debt, but remember to keep your coins and give them all away. Well, anybody got anything else? Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, and the last thing, there's always, and I'm the guy that's kind of like always waiting for the bottom to fall out. There's one more thing. So, like you just said, like we've had a bounce back, but it wasn't that face melting, life changing. Everybody's hitting you up trying to figure out what's going on in crypto type moment. I still feel like there's that moment where they have to still kind of crush the outsider's hope. You know what I'm saying? Like there may be like, let's say from this point, what do we have, 44? Let's say another 40% drop. I think that would, bring validity to people be like, oh yeah, Bitcoin was actually never really that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how they get to talking after it drops, they be like, this asset class was never really that. I think another 40 to 50% drop, which is what, 22,000, which is not that far, because that's not even past the recent lows of what we had of 16,000 and late 18 within the last 18 months. It was 16,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think we head down a little bit more to get that really, really just kind of big flush out. I call it the screw you moment, when the market just screws everybody that's in it. Like everybody who was thinking about getting it in, all the first time investors get in it. You know what I'm saying? And they're really getting into DeFi, and they're really getting into altcoins, and they're starting to get excited about the space. And then they throw a big bag in this, new BS project that's not going to be here in a couple months. And it just, you know what I'm saying? Just all the power comes out. And then I think that's the moment where, you know what I'm saying? So, who knows if that'll even happen, but that's kind of what I'm looking out for. But there's also, every type of scenario could take. I mean, man, bro, it could go parabolic tomorrow. Who knows?
We're just literally the powder kegs waiting to blow. Green Cup, what you got for us, man?
Just to piggyback off what J Trip was talking about. Yeah, I mean, we do know a couple things, right? We do know that the institutions have been buying Bitcoin throughout the whole bear market, right? So who's to say they don't just wait till a certain price and dump on our heads and get out, and then they buy back in at a lower rate? And they can, and people don't know that, but they're going to take profit, right? And if we're late, we're going to be the exit liquidity on them, or if we're early, we're just going to miss the move. But I have a feeling that all this accumulation they've been doing for the last 2 years could potentially just be them dumping on us, because now they're going to be able to control sort of the market with certain coins because of the ETF, and then they can just go back in and buy in again at a lower price, and they'll be the ones manipulating the price at that point. So
it was funny.
Good conversation.
I would love to maybe have this conversation today. Not today, this week, because and let's save it maybe for Thursday for our community session. But what if that was it? Like, what if the bull run, this local bull run is over, and now we're gonna go, see some lower prices for a while longer than most people expect. Again, this ecosystem likes to do what we think it's not going to do, or the opposite of what we want it to do. Which got you?
So that triggered one of my theories. So people keep saying that we went through a bear market and we've done such and such, and crypto winter was so hard. I'm like, if you really look at it, you get a $50-something thousand, and then we came down. Like, that's not a bear market. That's just retracting and cooling down from the all-time high. And now, if you look at the last 12 months, we've been up 160% on the year. So I think we're just at that point after the cycle that we're finding the happy medium. I still have a theory that we haven't went through the bear market yet. I just think we found a happy medium. If you go back to the previous cycle when we hit 20,000 for the first time, we went up, we cooled down, we came up a little bit more, and then, it took a big dip. You know what I'm saying? And my biggest theory ever since I kind of hopped back into crypto was this cycle is going to be what the last cycle was, just elongated, because we're on a bigger playing field. You know what I'm saying? So that's one prediction that I had. Like, we haven't really had the bear market yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, a bear market is a long period of sideways, relatively downward action. That's a bear market. We just cooled down from hitting 66,000.
That's listen, Interesting idea. I don't discredit it because I've thought about it recently myself. Like, what if that was it? Things to think about, y'all. Things to be thinking about as we prepare for this year ahead. Just in time to end the show. I don't know if you're watching on the stream, but I got Turbo put his he woke up and got his face on. He's ready
Whoa.
for the day.
Looking great.
Well, I had made the entire change to the whole layout, right? I got a whole new setup. I got the whole trading command center. I got all my stuff set up, and I hadn't tested the camera. So I've spent the entire show figuring out how to hook up a camera on a Windows computer.
God.
Yeah, I got to, because we're going to do all this gaming and we're getting more into it. And we've been building like crazy. I had to get a Windows, and golly, when I was first a Windows person, I was like, I'll never be an Apple person. Like, it's so difficult. And I became an Apple person. And now it's just like, I hate Windows.
Treason. Traitor.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely there was definitely some treason and trading.
We're pirates.
I'm a flip flopper. I'll flop to whatever is going the easiest, Bro, when you can like copy something on your phone and paste it onto your computer, you're living in the future right there, son.
That's too funny.
He wears Crocs. It's literally the upgrade of flip flops.
It's not yeah. I think flip flops are probably like above Crocs, to be honest with you. Crocs is.
I mean, for us, yes, but like on Turbo scale, it literally like flip flops are the bottom of the barrel, dude. Like Crocs are probably the top. Like Nikes and everything else are all in the middle. Like, I mean, before.
Oh my God!
He actually wears. Now he
I'm gonna
wears
put my
regular shoes.
Adidas slides on right now.
I did get him a really kick-ass pair of Crocs though. Like I got him some weed Crocs for Christmas.
Nice. I think as far as we'll call them the comfort class goes, as far as the comfort class.
Yeah, comfort class.
Slides are number one.
Dang.
Slides are number 100%.
Do you see how bad his feelings got hurt? He thought you were talking about Crocs, and then you said slides.
Nope. Slides number 1. Flip flops number 2.
Dang.
The Indian man sandals with the socks number 3.
What?
And then Crocs. That's how it goes.
What about moccasins?
Sure, above Crocs.
Damn. Okay.
Clogs above Crocs. Even though Crocs are clogs, they're sweaty. I would rather have Birkenstock clogs than Croc clogs.
This man said he'd rather wear wooden clogs than
Crocs.
He went Swedish wooden clogs before Crocs. That's what he said.
Slippers in a pipe and a robe. Brian says, Jay Chain says slippers in a pipe and a robe. My wife got me this thing called the dude robe for Christmas. Y'all need one. It's like a hoodie, but a robe. I'm telling you what, it has like sweatshirt wristbands. Like most robes have like the banking, like flappy. No. This thing's perfect, man. I'll tell you what, dudes, do yourself a favor, get you a dude robe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, Web3 Breakfast. Adios, amigos.